In some parts of China, there was a renowned monastery. One day, an ordinary man came to the monastery and said to the master, "Sir, I want to know myself. I want to know my true self." The master looked at him and said, "If you want to know your real self, you must put your whole life at stake. It may take your whole life to know the truth. Still, there is no guarantee that you will get to know that. Are you ready for that?" The man said, "Sir, I have come here not to turn back. I am ready for it." The master said, "Okay, then do one thing. There are 500 monks in this monastery. You take care of their rice pounding. Just keep beating the rice from morning till evening. When you get tired, go to sleep, and when you wake up, start pounding rice again. Don't do anything else, and don't think about anything else. Keep following this path. Also, don't come to me again. I will come to you myself when needed." The man started pounding the rice as per the instructions of his master. He would get up early in the morning and pound rice till night. When he got tired, he would fall asleep in the same room. He would not talk to anyone. For a few months, while pounding the rice, the old thoughts kept coming in his mind. But when he did not get new subjects, they faded away on their own. Slowly, all his thoughts started to subside. After a few years, he even forgot his name. He was always quiet and kept pounding the rice in a thoughtless state. He would neither meditate nor read any scripture. The other disciples of the monastery considered him a fool and much inferior to them. 12 years passed. Then one day, the master announced, "My last time is approaching and I need to choose my successor who will lead this monastery after me. Therefore, any of you who have become self-realized should come and write a few lines near my door at night. The lines that describe all your experience." Many disciples thought of doing so. One of the chief disciples went there and wrote a few lines. He was very knowledgeable, and all the other disciples considered him the possible successor to their master. His lines were, "The mind is like a mirror on which dust of thoughts and desires accumulate. To sweep this dust, the only means is meditation. The person whose dust has cleared and the mirror of his mind has become clear has attained salvation." When the master woke up and read these lines, he angrily said, "Which idiot has written this garbage on my wall?" The chief disciple kept silent. The lines he wrote were full of wisdom, but it was all bookish knowledge. The chief disciple was very clever. He wrote the lines but did not sign below as he himself was not sure about them. Since he was not self-realized, the master rejected those lines. Everyone in the monastery was surprised. The incident became a topic of discussion. Two disciples discussed this topic as they passed by the disciple who had come there 12 years ago and used to pound rice day and night. He laughed gently after listening to the discussion. The disciples asked him, "Why are you laughing?" The rice pounder said, "I laughed because the master is saying right. All these lines are garbage. These lines have no value." The disciples were shocked. They said, "Can you write some lines of which are better?" The rice pounder said, "Well, I can't write, because I am illiterate. But yes, I can say a few lines, and if you can write my lines, I am ready to go with you." They agreed and went near the master's room. The rice pounder said a few lines, and the other disciple wrote them on the wall and signed the rice pounder's name below. They were expecting the same reaction from the master. The rice pounder's lines were, "The mind is just an illusion. There is neither mind nor any mirror of the mind. And when the mind does not exist, where will the dust settle? He who knows this has known his real self." When the master saw these lines, he got up in the middle of the night and came to the young rice pounder. He woke him up and said, "Take this, take my stick, take my robe. From today onwards, you are my successor. But leave this monastery right now and go far away from here. I know there are so many scholars in this monastery who consider themselves to be superior to you. They will kill you because they cannot tolerate that a simple rice pounder has achieved enlightenment. You have got all I have, and you have got it while pounding rice. I know wherever you go, people will come to you because when a flower blossoms, its fragrance spreads everywhere." The rice pounder touched the feet of his master and left from there in the night. Friends, people think they can only meditate by sitting in one place with closed eyes. But in reality, it's not like that. You can meditate even while walking or doing any other work. The real meaning of meditation is that whatever you do, you get so engrossed that you are not even aware of your body. Just like the rice pounder who became so engrossed in pounding the rice that he did not have any sense of himself, and one day, while beating rice, he attained a self-realization. Always remember, the mind exists as long as there are thoughts. When there are no thoughts, the mind will also vanish. And when the mind is no more, only your pure self exists. You don't need to do any spiritual practice to know your true self. You just need to be completely lost in whatever you do and get so engrossed that the work becomes a meditation.